Hello! Howdy! I got, I got a sandwich and, well, I'm still finishing eating it, so this first part of the stream, I'll probably just be doing that, I think. And then I'll, start. Trying to make myself take up a little bit more space. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. Yeah. Okay, get some water. Okay, I'll just continue. And then yeah, I'll be eating my sandwich and like some chips and a cookie too. So yeah. Load. Yeah. Continue. Mio! Hello! Good morning!
ミオこそお疲れさんな。昨日は楽しかったぜ。
そうそう。ケイチ君、本当にありがとね。クマさん。
クマさん。
気に入ってもらえて嬉しいぜ。裁縫針とか刺したりするのに使うなよ。
しないよそんなこと。
Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom. At the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water, and unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. Oh no!
あら、朝から雑巾がけとは熱心でございますわね。
Clump, clump, clump. Boop, boop. She's so close.
ケイチさんが手首した。今度はもっと。
I don't know if that's the solution. Seeing that, Nana began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I'd had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished.
どうしたのケイチ君。ひょっとして寝不足かな。
バッチリ爆睡したよ。なんなら授業中にも実演するぜ。
ダメだよそんなの。
Miona alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats.
皆さん、おはようございます。
Oh, is this our first time seeing the teacher actually? I don't remember seeing her earlier.
昨日はお祭りでしたね。最後まで後片付けに参加した人たちは本当にお疲れ様でした。
We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus.
さて、この時期にはお祭りの取材で遠くから雑誌なんかの取材の方が見えたりします。
Hang on. I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to turn it out. But then I noticed the different tone in her voice and started paying attention.
皆さんが取材を受けることがあるかもしれませんが、
Oh.
曖昧なことやいい加減なことは言わないように。いいですね。
In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, "Don't spout stupid shit you think is funny." And now, I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself. I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing. Yeah, that wasn't happening.
今日は本格派の推理ゲームでいこう。こんなのはどうかな。
お、海外もののゲームか。面白そうだな。
説明書も英語ですけどね。ルールはそう難しくはありませんのよ。負けないからね。僕はこのゲーム苦手じゃないですよ。
It seemed that Dana didn't handle this kind of game very well.
ルールはね、事件の犯人と凶器、あと犯行現場の3つを当てられた人が勝ち。
There are 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. I could see that the names Mion and Nika were written on the suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as
凶
well.
器のカードにもいろいろ種類があるな。斧やらナイフやら毒物やら。犯行現場のカードも渋いぞ。
Oh, is this
リビングや
Clue?
ら書斎やら中庭やら。
つまりね、
Never actually played Clue before, but it seems like a lot of fun.
これらのカードが1枚ずつ抜かれるの。それが正解のカードで、残ったカードはシャッフルしてみんなで等分。互いに手持ちのカードを質問し合って、抜かれた正解のカードが何かを探るわけ。
Ah, I see. So the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators.
それで答えが分かったら挙手。ゲームを終了して答えが正しいかを確認。正解なら勝ちで1ポイント、外れていればマイナス1ポイント。正解してもしなくてもゲーム終了だから、カードは集めて仕切り直しってわけ。
やってみればわかるでございますわ。結構頭を使うでございますよ。メモを取りながらじゃないと混乱しますです。
あとはやって覚えるさ。で、ミオン、今回の罰ゲームは何だ？
Everyone directed their attention to Mion.
そうだね。じゃあ昨日の疲れも多少あるだろうから、今日はソフトに。使いっ走りの刑はどう？みんなからお使いを頼まれてそれを買いに走るってわけ。
つまりジュースとかお菓子とかを買いに行かされるんだね。今日の罰ゲームは簡単そうな気がしますです。
I wonder, is it really?
やはりケイチさんもそう思いますですの？
ああ、何を買いに行かされるかわからないからな。
I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream, or happy family planning manual, other crazy stuff. The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of murder have been taken out, so that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards.
じゃあ1番は部長の私から行くよ。
Go Mion, go!
ミオン、ナイフ、書斎。
You pick one suspect, one suspect, weapon, and murder scene and ask the other players. If you have any of those cards, then you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have.
あ、俺持ってるぜ。
レナもあるの？ 僕も持ってますです。
So they're all fine then.
完全な同志ですわね。
Three people answered when she asked if they had meal, knife, and study. So that means that meal, knife, and study are all in the clear. Got to jot that down.
じゃあレナはね、レナ、オノ、ラウンジだよ。
Only 2 people said they had one. So it means out of Rena, Axe, and Lounge, one of them is correct and part of the crime? No, wait. Even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards.
じゃあ次はケイちゃんだね。どうぞ。
待ってくれよ。まだ整理中。
This game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this sure feels like it's gonna be tough.
よっしゃ、犯人確定。
Whoa!
も
Here I am, spinning around in circles, and Mion just now raises her hand.
犯人はリカちゃん。凶器は毒物で、犯行現場は医務室。
But earlier, wasn't it Mion, knife, and Oh, I guess no, that means it was none of them. That's right. Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right.
正解だね。
Wow, すごい。
あと一手だったですのに。毒物かピストルかわからなかったでございます。ピストルなんか使わないです。毒物でじわりじわりがいいのです。
Okay, Rika. Rika-chan says such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Oh, Rika. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Ren and I were left out in the cold, though.
ケイチ君はどうだったかな。レナは全然。
Aww.
安心しろ。俺もさっぱりだ。
二人とも何自信ないこと言ってんだか。二人仲良くビリになっちゃうよ。
That's even worse! Going off buying something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Manual?
ケイチはこのゲーム苦手そうな顔してますです。
全然そんなことはないぞ。次でシャーロック前原の実力を見せてやる。
Sherlock Maebara.
それはいいですわね。徹底的に叩きのめして差し上げますわ。
After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or 2 behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Huh! Eureka!
ごめん。ちょっとトイレ行ってくるな。
ゆっくりブリブリしておいで。
Gross meal. I'm
いい
eating.
じゃん。それ下品。
I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Nina had made her way over towards me.
ケイチ君、ひょっとしてレナのこと呼んだ？
ああ、読んだ。
Cheating? As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Nina. I'm glad it worked
時間の
out.
無駄なので担当直入に行く。レナ、お前の今日のゲームの過去の戦績は？
She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth. Aww, Nina.
全敗だよ。どうしてそんなこと聞くんだろう。
Yeah. I could tell from how apprehensively she
こ
was
のままでいく
playing.
と俺もそうなる。今日のゲームは大逆転の秘策が思いつかない。
じゃあ今日の罰ゲームはケイチ君と一緒なのかな。
Oh, okay, I see space is like... Just get rid of the text box.
おいおい、早くも負けを受け入れるなよ。勝ちに行こうぜ。俺たちで。
でもどうやって？
So close. I brought my lips up to Dena's ear. Whisper, 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 whisper.
そんなのありなのかな？
忘れたのかレナ。快速第2条だぞ。勝つために全ての努力をしよう。
頑張るよ。
Our plan of attack was quite a rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less.
この作戦なら他の連中よりも確実なリードを持って開始できる。
これなら今度こそ勝てそうだよ。
We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Nena was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you.
じゃあ早速戻ろうよ。二人で組んでみんなをあっと言わせちゃおう。
おいおい、
Okay.
二人で一緒に戻っちゃ意味ないだろう。いかにも打ち合わせしてきましたって感じだぞ。
あ、ごめん。じゃあどうしよう。
レナは先に戻れ。俺は洗面所で顔でも洗ってのんびりしてから戻る。
わかったね。
Then I turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. Well, I'd figure it out sooner or later, because both Nena and I would start winning over and over again. Both Nena and I will have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion has realized what's happening. Ha 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 ha. Excellent. Not bad at all.
前原くん、ちょっといいですか？
Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things are just getting good.
何ですか？今ちょっと大事な。
前原くんにお客さんがいらしてますよ。昇降口へ行ってください。
お客さん？俺別にお店なんか開いてないし。
待たせていますよ。早く行ってきなさい。
Right before my big match was pretty bad timing to have a visitor. The very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. Who could it be? The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm.
前原さんですか？前原圭一さん。
There was no doubt that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and that this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged
そう
men.
ですよ。どちら様ですか？
私の車エアコンが効いてますから、そっちでお話しましょう。ここ暑くありません？
The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get in his car with him?
だって食いやしません。どうぞどうぞ。
He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least.
冷えすぎだったら言ってくださいよ。 私ガンガンに冷やしちゃうたちですから。
で、俺に何の用ですか？
何の用ですか? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and started my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy.
男性のことでご存知のことがあったら教えてください。
Goofy? Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at a DMV.
シャツにマジックで落書きがありましたね。前原さんをはじめクラスメート何人かの署名入りでした。
お、Tomitake-san?
これ、富武さん？
あ、服です。Hang on. There is no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face.
では、こちらの女性はわかりますか？
Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was.
名前は知りませんけど、ゆうべ富武さんと一緒にいた女の人です。
I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa.
この二人に最後に会ったのはいつですか？
渡流しのお祭りの晩、一緒に話をしました。二人とも仲良さそうでしたよ。
何か気になったこととかありませんか？何でも結構です。話してください。
Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now.
富武さんたちに何かあったんですか？
There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again.
前原さんはまだこちらに越されてきたばかりですよね。ご存知ですかな？例のお社様の話は。
My heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. It probably showed on my face.
全く知らない？知らないんなら結構なんですがね。
まあ、聞いたことくらいは富武さんに教えてもらったんですけど。
どの辺までご存知ですか？
The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who is beaten to death. The incidents that always happened the day of the watanagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that.
前原さんはタタリとかを信じていますか？
hello.
率直なところで結構です。
信じてません。
Yeah, so, they went to the next day at school, everything was normal, we're playing Clue with the rest of the club members, but then, our teacher said we had a guest for us. So we came out to see him. He's a cop. He's asking us about Tomitake-san and the woman who is with him. Bum bum bum. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling.
本当に？ならよかったです。
Yeah.
やっぱり前原さんは都会育ちですね。
信じてなかったら何なんですか？俺、仲間を待たせてるんで、あまり時間取れないんですけど。
その写真の男性は昨晩
Yeah, the inverted colors. Ooh. How's your day been so far? Well, I went to sleep later than I wanted to, but I woke up at a somewhat decentish time. At what, like 1 p.m? Which is good. My goal is to like wake up in the morning. So I guess I'm getting there, kind of. Yeah. What about you? But yeah, my mind went blank. I want to get rid of the inverted colors, make it go back to normal. Huh? What happened to Tomitake-san?
よりにもよってね、お亡くなりになられたのが昨日なんですよ。つまり綿流しの当日。前原さんにはどういう意味があるのかわかりますよね。
You woke up late too and you have a concert you're going to? Wow, exciting! I'm actually, the thing I have later today, I'm watching a friend's concert, like orchestra. They're like, you know, live streaming, but yeah.
意味っ
So I'm
て
excited.
意味なんか
Not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the watanagashi. Meaning, this year, the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once again...
富武二郎さんがお亡くなりになられたことはまだ内緒です。どうしてかはなんとなくお分かりになりますよね。
I'm going to a faculty classical concert on my campus. Ah, I see. Nice. Yeah, happy birthday, Anna. Yay. Did you attend her birthday live? I didn't want to understand why.
教えてください。
Okay, there we go, there we go. Nice and back to normal. But yeah. I really like attending the little lives in the game. They're so much fun. They're so cute.
一体何があったんですか？
Oh yeah, I heard the servers are down today, so I stayed up kind of late last night, so I was able to like watch it then, you know? Like at 2 a.m. I think. But yeah, it's really unfortunate. When I woke up, I was able to play for a bit because my game didn't like close, you know? Like after I had played last night, which was nice. But it closed recently, so now I haven't been able to play either. Just a white screen of death.
得意なんですよ。ひなみ沢の方にはちょっと刺激の強い。
It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least, that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest. Bom, bom, bom.
第一発見は祭りの警備を終えて期間中のうちのワゴンでした。
Although I was that late and I was definitely... Well, yeah, I mean, there's like the multiple showings for them, you know? Like, yeah, like it should be showing throughout today, but hopefully they'll give like compensation since it's not working. Oh, but are you excited? The event, the Secret Distance, is starting tomorrow! Ah! So I'm gonna stream Project Sekai tomorrow. I'll stream my pools. I have a lot. I have like enough to spark if I can't get Mizuki. So I'm excited, but I hope I'll just get all of the 4 stars, you know? Mizuki, Ena, Meiko. I want all of them. Gimme! But yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to pull. I have so much saved up. I'm excited to get more 4 stars in general too. Like, I really want to get Mizuki's initial 4-star card too. Their first one. But yeah.
時刻は24時5分前。場所は町へ出る道路がちょうど舗装道路に変わる。
Welcome to watch your stream. Yay! It'll be well, maybe at 6 p.m. my time. I think the event will start at 5 p.m. my time, but it'll probably be like a lot of people logging in at once, you know? So I feel like maybe the servers would be a bit unstable, so should probably wait an hour before pulling. Yeah. I'm really excited.
坂を下り切ったあたりに、あそこの路肩でした。
There were few streetlights on that road. Its pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt.
みんな初めはひき逃げされたものだと思っていました。ですが、意識を確かめるために近づいた警官はすぐに異常に気づきました。喉がね、
Ooh, that
引き裂か
sound
れてい
effect.
たんですよ。
So spooky.
ナイフとか？
いいえ、爪でした。
Tsume. Nails? As in fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through? Ugh, just like the visual image of that.
検視の結果、それも自分の爪でということが判明しました。
それってどういうことですか？
I feel like I should get a heartbeat monitor for these. Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was suicide. Tomitake-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat, as hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing, with enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails. Still clawing. Still clawing. Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries you should never damage, he continued clawing. Splurt. Blood splattered on the ground around him. That sounds fun. Yeah, heart monitor. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony.
薬物を疑いましたが、そういう類のものは検出できませんでした。
Wow. But it was a suicide? I've never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, I proclaimed there is no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong.
他にもいくつか不審な点があります。体内分泌物、発汗、脱毛等から富武さんはお亡くなりになる直前、極度の興奮状態だったようなのです。
State of hysteria. That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat.
手の傷と付近に落ちていた角材が一致しました。周囲の木やガードレールに叩いた後、周囲に散乱する富武さんの血痕。
Wow.
つまりですね。
Meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
体からは本人によらない外傷がいくつか発見されました。富武さんは何者かに暴行を受けた可能性があるということです。外傷の部位から見て複数犯の可能性もあります。
To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then, he died.
死亡推定時刻は21時から23時頃のようです。つまり、お祭りで前原さんが富武さんとお話しして別れてからすぐの出来事なんですよ。
Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her?
行方不明です。出勤もしていませんし、昨べは自宅にも帰っていません。事件に巻き込まれた可能性が極めて高いようです。
For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short. but we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us.
我々もあらゆる面から捜査を進めますが、村人たちはお社様のたたりの話になると、とにかく口が重くなる。
That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me.
だから俺なんですか？俺がひなみ沢の人間じゃないから。
I should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me.
このままでは、富武二郎さんはお社様のたたりで死んだことになってしまいます。
He turned away from me and gazed far off into the distance.
watanagashiの晩、神聖な儀式の時、無神経にカメラをバシャバシャやってたものだから、お社様の怒りに触れた。
富武さんにお社様の罰が当たるわけがない。
Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, and a cowardly group, no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse.
私もそう思います。罰もたたりもあるわけがない。
The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh.
つまり、そういうことですよ、前原さん。たたりを信じていないひなみ沢の方の協力が不可欠なのです。わかりますね？
Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There's no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama.
でも俺に協力できることなんか何もないですよ。あの晩のことは何も知らないし。
いえいえ、何か気になるものを見たり聞いたりしたら教えてくださればいいんです。
If I see or hear, he was talking in the future tense.
物でも人でも噂でも何でも結構です。不確かなもので構いませんから。これ、私の電話番号です。不在でしたら出たものに伝言してくだされば結構です。
He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter.
富武さんの無念を晴らすためにどうかご協力をお願いしたいのです。
That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across his face.
今日ここでした話はすべて内緒です。絶対に他言無用でお願いします。
わかりました。
お友達にも内緒です。特に園崎さんや古出さんには絶対に知られないようにしてください。
園崎ってミオンのことか？なんでだよ。事件に関係あるっていうのかよ。
With my friends' names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry.
捜査上の都合ということなんです。
煙に巻くなよ。ミオンは俺の大切な仲間だぞ。
I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be offended.
言ってもいいですが、気を悪くしないでくださいね。
言えよ。
He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit.
ひなみ沢で起こった一連の事件は村ぐるみで引き起こされている可能性があるのです。
そんなことあるわけないじゃないか。
Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that?
証拠はありません。しかも過去の事件はここに解決し、いずれの犯人も村とは直接関係ありませんでしたしね。
じゃあどう考えたらそんな考えに至るんだよ。
毎年ワタナガシの日に村の旧敵が死ぬ。それだけで十分に疑えると思いませんか？
I think it is a little bit suspicious, honestly. Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa.
はじめはダム工事の監督、そして次にダムを誘致した村人、村の旧敵は次々に開始しました。家庭はともかく結果はそうなのです。
Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off.
じゃあ次に死んだ神主やその次に死んだ主婦はどうです？別に村の敵だったわけじゃない。
神主はダム騒動当時リーダーシップを期待されながらも積極的な働きがなかったため、一部の村人から失望、反感を買っていました。
反感があったにしたって別に村に害を与えたわけじゃないだろう。その次の主婦なんかどうだよ。誘致した男の弟夫婦だったってだけの理由だろう。もっと殺される理由が薄いじゃないか。そして富武さんに至ってはどうだよ。ダム工事とは関係すらないじゃないか。ただよそ者だってだけの理由だぞ。
In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much lower.
それがね、怖いんですよ。徐々に希薄になっていくのが。
何がだよ。
つまり村の敵でなくよそ者だというだけの理由で犠牲になりつつあるんですよ。
じゃあ来年の被害者は村のよそ者から選ばれるっていうのか？
あるいは引っ越してきたばかりの人かもしれません。
それってどういう？
I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then, the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was going to be me?
でもそれとミオンとどう関係があるんだよ。
詳しくは申し上げられませんが、園崎さん一家はダム騒動時の抵抗運動の旗頭だったのです。それも過激なね。例えば園崎ミオンさんについても同様です。抵抗運動時いくつかの軽犯罪と公務執行妨害で補導歴があります。
Misdemeanor and obstruction of public worker offenses. I knew Mion had fought. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protests, though. Then, well, what did it all mean?
ミオンの一家が一連の事件に関係しているとでも言うのかよ。
そうまでは言いません。もしもそうだったら一番確率が高い、それだけのことなんです。
Wow. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
誰が一体どれだけ関わっているのか全くわかりません。だからこそ村人に口外してほしくないのです。
Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough.
じゃあこう考えましょう。たたりを盲信する村人の皆さんに心配させたくないから内緒。そういうことでどうです？
What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with a curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly.
みんなが俺に心配させないために内緒にしてくれたように、今度は俺がみんなに心配させないために内緒にする番ってことなのか。
I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was, but it couldn't be helped.
わかりました。俺だけの秘密にします。それでいいですよね。名前。
沖宮署の 大石です。
大石。
なんなら
クラちゃん
でもいいですよ。
いや大石さんでいいです。
クラちゃん. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though, I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I
時
watch.
間を取らせすぎました。お友達を待たせていますよね。もう戻った方がいいでしょう。
The door opened with a click and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat, as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind.
お友達を疑えと言ったわけではありませんからね。誤解しないでくださいよ。
I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that's self-serving.
前原さんが何も見つけず、聞きもしなかったとしても、それで十分なんです。それは村が関わっていないという証拠になるのですから。
見たり聞いたりしたら連絡しますけど、俺は探偵じゃないですからね。変な期待しないでくださいよ。
しませんしません。探偵になんかならなくていいですよ。今までのように自然に生活してください。その中で見聞きしたことを教えてくだされば結構なんです。
I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow.
またお会いしましょう。さようなら前原君。
I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Reno, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew Mion couldn't be the perpetrator.
兄ちゃんだよ、犯人は。
Huh? I was startled to hear Dena's voice.
凶器はロープで、犯行現場はラウンジ。
Aww. Nana clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here. Wow. Aww. No, poor Dena.
ケイチさん遅かったですわね。プンプンでございますのことよ。
Seething with
ごめんごめ
anger.
ん。ちょっと先生に職員室呼ばれてさ。
素行が悪くて怒られましたですか？
No.
かわいそうかわいそうです。
Don't take pity on me. On Keiichi.
こっちも白熱してたしね。もういい時間だから次で最後のゲームにしよう。
俺の今の持ち点って確か0点だろ。
ね
ビリ確定じゃないのかよ。
大丈夫だよケイチくん。レナ、前に行って。
Ah, how? The heck? Her score is lower than mine and I wasn't even playing.
罰ゲームはレナが1人でかケイちゃんと2人でかを決める最終戦。
冗談じゃねえぞ。罰ゲームはレナ1人でやってくれ。
ケイチくんと2人で勝とうって約束したのにずっと待ってたんだよ。
そりゃ俺が悪いな。
I followed my initial plan of showing Nana my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call.
わかったよ。犯人は私。凶器は毒物で、犯行現場はどうかな。
おおレナ、回答早いじゃん。また当てずっぽいじゃないの。
Did you get it?
正解ですよ。
Wow! Oh!
じゃあこれでケイチさんも罰ゲーム決定ですわね。
Yay!
一緒に頑張ってね。
ああ、一緒に頑張ろうな。
It's my fault, so I have no choice.
ではゲームセット。トップは私、園崎美音。ビリは前原圭一と竜宮レナ。
Everyone applauded, and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty.
じゃあ使いっ走りの系の買ってくるものはトップの私が決めようかね。
何を買いに行かされるんだろう。太郎。
薬局は禁じ手にしような。どうしたの？
は？薬屋なんかに用ないよ。おじさんが買ってほしいものはね、このメモに書いてあるから。
Oh, you can log into Project Sekai now? Ah, okay. Yeah. Take that! We, the Sakura Mochi won! Oh! It was pretty close though, actually, at the end.
いっぱい書いてあるよ。
A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy?
豆腐2丁、シャンプーとリンス、みりんに油揚げ。なんだこりゃ。
罰ゲームってよりお買い物に見えるでございますわね。今日のミーは勝つ気満々でしたです。
快速第7条。罰ゲームの内容に逆らわない。はい、お金。シャンプーはうち果物物語だからね。よろしく。
Fruit Fable. It was a lot closer than I thought. Yeah, a lot of people kept disconnecting when I lobbies. Yeah, it was like so frustrating when it would disconnect because it's like there's even a greater chance of disconnecting than a normal multi-live, you know, because it's like 10 people in total. So there's like it was so frustrating. It was still fun though. I enjoyed this event a lot. I really liked the silly team names, you know. They were a lot of fun. And like the stickers and stuff, communicating through stickers as a team. Yeah.
これ、お前が頼まれたお使いだろ。
I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. Ah, new tips. Alright, let's look at them. There are more than 4 perpetrators. Hypovolemic shock.
爪の間に皮膚片が残っておった。間違いなく本人のものじゃわい。傷の形も一致する。
直接死因が自殺ってのは分かってますよ。
分かっとるわい。人為的にこういう症状が起こせんかと言っとるんだろ。
背中が痒くてかきすぎて血が出ちゃうのとはちょっとわけが違いますからね。
Some of Tomitake's fingernails had been pulled out. Fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easily, but it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone, or a group of people.
分泌物から見て、仏は極度の興奮状態にあったのは間違いないの。
では乱闘になって興奮のあまり自分の喉を引っかき出したってことですか。襲った連中さぞや度肝を抜かれたでしょうな。
It's possible that, in such an abnormal environment, a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases.
実はな、大石。仏が武器にしたらしい角材な。砂粒とか、ガードレールの塗装片とか、そんなのしか出んかったぞい。
星の服の繊維とか皮膚片とかは
出んかった。仏は犯人を殴っとらん。あるいは殴った角材を星が持ち去ったのかもしれんの。
ならわざわざ角材なんて置いていきませんよ。全部持ってっちゃいます。
それもそうじゃの。
富武氏は結構体格もいいし肌も焼けてるしスポーツマンですよね。
うん、そうだな。よく運動しとるようだの。
I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side, meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around frantically, it's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit them at least once.
こんだけ体格のいい相手を取り囲んで襲おうとしたら、何人くらいいりますかね。
アホ、それは大石の方が得意だろうが。アクタル時代を思い出さんかい。
Bad cop days. If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I'd guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage.
だとすると、結構犯人は大人数だの。祭りで泥酔した4人以上のグループが怪しいとなるかの。
A group of 4 or more. Just, if they had that many, then couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries.
こっちもそこは重視しとる。徹底的に調べるつもりだが、あまり期待できんな。何しろ、過去にこんな例はないんだからな。
期待はしませんよ。ですが結果を楽しみにしてます。
おいさん、課長が呼んでるっす。
すみません。ではまた来年お会いしましょう。
おお、いいお年をの。
Alright, and search notice. Jiro Tomitake, deceased, resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City, registered under the name Jiro Tomitake, pen name. Travels via folding bike, no license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of the forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mio Takano, was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5-6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba, along the Sobu National Railway line. No individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. Compare teeth to dental records. Send to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to Metro Police. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Mio Takano, missing. Nurse at EDA clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okonomiya blank district blank. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect? An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. 4 jumbo ones. Oishi. Got sidetracked at the end there, huh? Cream puffs are so good though. I haven't had any in a long time. Sound really delicious right now though. It's safe. Yes. And continue. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. I remember my family used to go to this buffet place when we were young. And they would always have cream puffs there. And they were really good. So they are kind of like nostalgic for me, I guess. Sleepy. I think the last time I actually had them was probably like late high school. I think I remember making some with a friend. But yeah, sleepy. If it was an Asian buffet, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, it was. I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but doesn't look like I can do it today.
ゆうべ遅くまでテレビ見てたら眠くて眠くて
I'm gonna get some water really quickly, I think. So... BRB. So... I'm a little close to the side, huh? So a little bit over. But... yeah, okay. I'm back. They always had the weirdest desserts. Yeah, I remember the place. I feel you good too. They would have like pudding and like jello and stuff, and then the cream puffs. They would have like little mini cake pieces too. Welcome back. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Creme brulee. Creme brulee. Wow. Creme brulee is the like with the blowtorch, right? Yeah, wow. The place I went to didn't have creme brulee. But yeah. I remember one time I went to like a friend's house. I think maybe it was a birthday party. I don't remember, but we made like creme brulee and they had a little like mini blowtorch. So it was a little bit scary, but it was fun. Yeah, you caramelize the sugar on top. Yeah. Yummy, yummy. And I haven't really had any like fancy desserts in a while. The like fanciest thing I've had in a while is just ice cream. Just like Yeah, Ben and Jerry's. I got a flavor recently that I haven't gotten in a while. I usually like milk and cookies a lot from Ben and Jerry's, but sometimes I get it mixed up with another flavor called Half Baked, which I don't like as much, but I got it on accident recently, so I was just eating. I was like, man, I can't believe I got the wrong one again, but it tastes pretty good. It's nice. It has like, it's like half vanilla ice cream and then half chocolate ice cream, and then it has like cookie dough and chocolate brownie pieces in it. It's good. I haven't actually had like chocolate ice cream in a while, I guess, since like the milk and cookies one. It has like a vanilla ice cream base, you know? But it made me realize, wow, I really do like chocolate ice cream. Like whenever we had a choice, you know? Like sometimes they would have those little like the Bluebell little mini ice creams, you know, and there's like vanilla and chocolate and you had to like pick between the two. I would always pick chocolate, you know? Yeah. Also, actually, while we're just talking, I kind of want to look up like heartbeat monitor, like heart rate monitor, I guess. Like, I wonder how expensive would it be to like set that up? Chocolate ice cream is so good, right? It really is. Pulsoid. Yeah, I also yeah, I don't usually tend to go for like strawberry flavored stuff, but Neapolitan ice cream is so good. Like, I'll only get it like maybe, I don't know, like once every like several years. I think I've only had it like a couple of times in my life, but it's really good always. Oh, I really like mint chocolate chip ice cream as well. It's so good. I know, like, I feel like mint and chocolate as a combination is a little bit divisive, but I love it so much. Let me tell you, I don't really try those flavors. Yeah. I'm not really that, like, experimental, I guess, in my ice cream taste. So I'll usually just go for, like, something like chocolate or, like, cookie, whatever, you know? Yeah. Mint and chocolate is literally the best combo though. You're so right. I used to like always go to I almost said Barnes and Noble. Wait, Baskin Robbins, yeah, as a kid, and I would always get I would get a mint and chocolate chip milkshake, and it was so good. I feel like if I tried to drink that now, though, I think my stomach would hurt. Oh, the milk in it would not be good for me. Yeah, let me get back to the game. I'll figure out heart rate stuff later, I think.
激戦版でございますわ。
ちょっと待て勝手に想像して決めつけるんじゃねえ
Are you lactose intolerant? Something like that. Whenever I drink real milk, my stomach hurts. But it's like, I think we've talked about this before briefly, but like, one time I got boba and they had like lactose-free cow milk. But that still made my stomach hurt, you know? So, I don't know what it is. Something about dairy, I guess, in general.
男の子なら当然です。恥ずかしくないですよ。
Nika not patting my head only made me feel worse.
ちょっとこの昼休みは爆睡させてくれ
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah.
いや本当マジで
ほら、 私が黙って見過ごすとお思いで。
Yeah, speaking of desserts and cookies and stuff, I got a sandwich earlier today, and I got a side of chips and cookie. And I ate the sandwich before stream, or like during the first part of stream.
邪魔したら怒る
I still have the cookie and chips left, so I might start eating away at the cookie now. So we're talking about desserts and stuff, you know? Yeah. Open. It's like a triple chocolate chip cookie. Snack time. Yeah. I feel that, Keiichi. Me too, man. Me too. Even though I guess I just woke up like 5 hours ago. Sleepy, sleepy. This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear. Me too, I just yawned. Oh, I'm so tired. Yeah. What time is the concert you're going to, by the way?
さとこちゃんやめなよ。ケイチくん寝ちゃった。寝顔かいい。
後でお持ち帰りしていいからそっとしときな。
向こうへ移動しましょうです。ケイチにうるさいと悪いですよ。
Nika-chan really is a good girl.
先生が来ても起こさないであげましょうです。
I take that back. Shenanigans. It's 7:30 and it's like a 20-minute drive to campus. I should probably leave soon. Ah, I see. Yeah, I guess so, huh? My thing is at 7:30 too, but my time. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. Boom. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomitake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi-san just trying to deceive me? But it's probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this.
それっていつから？
もう次の日にはいなかったって渡流しの晩に失踪したらしいよ。
Mion whispered to keep others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Rena's voice was even harder to pick up. But I could still tell that she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomitake-san?
さん、けなの？
わかんない。私の知る限りではね。
I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier just to sit here and pretend I was asleep to listen in on their discussion. Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung.
で、他にもいるんでしょ？か。
彼女がたたりにあったのか鬼隠しにあったのかはわかんないけどね。
Onikakushi? Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good.
いや、何せよ。もう一人いるんだよね。だよね。
お社様ならね。
でも、今年は出ないよ。
バッチャと村長さんが話してたんだけどさ、今年は事前に警察と話がつけてあるらしいんだよ。何が起こっても騒ぎにしないで穏便に片付けるって。
じゃあ、レナたちが知らないだけで、どこかで誰かが。 かもしれないってこと？
かもね。
次はレナかな？
安心しなよ。レナはちゃんと帰ってきたよ。
でもダメだったんでしょ？
昔の話だよ。もうやめよう、この話。
Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them were silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi, to be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that was what it meant, because Tomitake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I don't know her name, vanished after the watanagashi. The next thing that stuck out was when Nena said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, "If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah," responding to something. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was from the curse or if it was the case of onikakushi. It seems that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomitake-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end would best be described as cursed. Then, the woman with him. It means she vanished because she was demoned away? I know I'm gonna head out now. Have a fun stream. I'll make sure to stop by tomorrow. It's okay. See ya! Have a good time at your concert. What time again? I'm still deciding, but I think I'll do it at 5 p.m. my time. Yeah. Or no. 6 p.m. Because 5 p.m. is when it starts, so I think it'll be busy then, probably, the servers. I feel like I would just get a lot of, like, long loading screens and, like, disconnecting and stuff, you know? So 6 p.m., most likely. Yeah. True, yeah. Wanna help it try to go, like, as smoothly as possible, you know? Yeah, alright, bye-bye! See you! Yeah. What I do know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Nena. Nena was frightened. For what reason, I didn't know. However, she knew something that made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Deity? Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there is no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Nena. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi-san, informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events. Wow.
先生が来るでございますわよ。ケイキさん、起きなさいな。
In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell, signaling the start of afternoon classes. Yeah, I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat. There was a thumbtack stuck on the back of my chair with tape. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Guilty without trial! Capital punishment! I furiously jumped up from my seat. And I tripped as if my feet were tangled up. Did I tie shoelaces together? My shoelaces have been tied together.
やるじゃねえかサトコ。俺が寝ている間に気配を消してこれだけの上等をやってくれるんだよ。
The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko.
先生が来ましたよ、ケイキさん。着席遊ばせ。
So close. Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead.
ケイキさんがいじめた。
ほら
Kora.
下級生をいじめてはいけません。
It's cute.
謝りなさい。
I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me. That little brat!
ほら前原くん。
へいへいあやサトコさんごめんなさい。
In any case, I apologized, even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her. I'll remember this!
ケイちゃんケイちゃん、その恨みは部活でね。着席着席。
I sat down after Mio told me to. She'd switched to class representative mode. With the boarding classes finished, school is finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play that deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Oishi-san. Cookie. And I weren't even able to test out our strategy.
そうだね。今日こそケイキくんと二人で大勝利だよね。でもどうでしょうね。同じゲームを続けて2日やった試しはありませんし。ミーにお願いしてみたらどうでしょうです。
Mion looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up.
いっけね。今日おじさんの手伝いの日だ。悪いみんな、今日なし。
おじさんの手伝い？柄にもなく高校なやつだな。
悪い悪い。ほんとすっかり忘れてた。じゃあごめんねみんな。今日はおじさんこれで帰るわ。
Mion left us with that and rushed off to the exit after snatching up her bag.
みーちゃんね、たまに街にあるおじさんのお店の手伝いに行くんだよ。
I thought she wasn't the type to get caught up in such bothersome stuff.
バイト代が出ると言ってましたですわ。結構なお小遣いになるらしいですの。
I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she had saved up from there.
しかしそれはアルバイトというんじゃないのか？校則で禁止されてないか？
家事手伝いは除くと書いてありますです。
Is that what she's calling it? So what now? Pass on the club today?
じゃあ今日はこれで解散かな
別に部長不在でもいいだろう。やろうぜ部活。
Cookie. I opened the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games.
お、あったあった。昨日の推理ゲーム。ようやくコツが分かってきたところで中断しちゃったからな。
At the very least, I wanted to repay Sadako for what she did during the afternoon break.
私は構いませんけど、レナさんとリカはどういたします？ケイキくんがどうしてもって言うならちょっとだけいいかな。僕はみんなが揃っての方がいいなと思いますです。
When she says it like that.
部活がないなら僕はお買い物に行きたかったのです。お醤油とかを買いに行きますですよ。あ、そうでしたわね。すっかり忘れてましたわ。ならレナも久しぶりに宝探しに行こうかな。
What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. If I kept on trying to push the matter, it may make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Ah well, I'll give up this time.
せえ、このゲーム楽しみにしていたのにな。
Just sneezed. I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it.
またの機会に叩きのめして差し上げましたよ。
Oh,
犯人はサトコ、凶器はピストル。やはり貴様の仕業だったか。なんですって？
じゃあ
Sadako looked through the cards on the desk and stuck out three of them at me.
犯人はケイチ。凶器はロープで犯行現場はラウンジですわ。
ロープなんかいらねえ。このまま絞め殺してやら。
いやー、ケイチさんの毛玉なー。
Phew. Well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system.
ケイチ
Wow.
いっぱいいっぱいいたぶられましたですね。かわいそうかわいそうです。かいかい。
Kai. Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. They were just the suspect cards, but I noticed something strange. Rena, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Myo, Satoshi. Satoshi? Not all the cards were made by us. Or at least, every card besides this one has the name of a club member. Does this mean that this Satoshi fellow is a member? Is there someone in the class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall.
ケイチくん、
Ah,
早く片付けよう。
Satoshi. Being rushed by Dena, I finished up quickly. Satoko and Nika-chan had already headed merrily for their lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Right now, Dena had already gotten her bag and was ready to leave.
でな、やっぱりこのクラスからも転校で出て行っちゃった生徒って結構いるんだろ？
I tried asking Dena in a bit of a roundabout way. Dena made a troubled face and then answered.
うん。ひなみ沢って田舎でしょ？転校していっちゃう人も時々いるよ。
じゃあこのサトシってやつも転校してったのか？
Just asking about it. Hang on one second. Just trying to... Okay. Or, wait,
ごめん。
Okay, here we go.
よく知らないの。
There was a bit of a pause, but the answer was pretty much immediate.
その、
Ah,
意地悪で言ってるんじゃないの。ちょうど去年、レナが転校してきてから入れ替わりだったかな。だからあんまりお話ししたことないの。ごめんね。
I'm not sure, sorry. Her answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial, and felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? Though I do appreciate that they kept that unsettling curse thing from me. But if everyone is worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. That's what it means to be friends, right? For a moment, I wondered just what kind of face I was making just then, with these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance.
ケイチくん、怖い顔してる。なんでだろう。
It was probably exactly the kind of face Nana said it was. It appeared my grim expression had frightened her.
あ、ごめん。今日の部活楽しみにしてたからさ。残念だっただけだよ。
Aw. I rustled Rena's hair.
帰ろうぜ。
Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I didn't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry.
ケイチくん、疲れてるのかな。
Nana timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made this situation even more unsettling.
そうか？
うん。今朝からケイチくん、なんだか元気ないよ。風邪かな。
Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It may not seem like it, but I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. Nana continued on since I didn't give her an answer.
きっとケイチくん、引っ越しの疲れが今になってきたんだよ。前に住んでたところとは全然違うところだもん。いろいろ慣れたり覚えたり、疲れて当然だよ。
そうなのかな。
うん、絶対にそうだよ。レナも最初そうだったから、わかるんだよ。
I wondered if Nana was also experienced the slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt. Oopsie.
どんなだった？
Feeling I had been drawn into the conversation, her face suddenly brightened.
ケイチくんと同じだよ。人の名前も村の中も全然わかんなかった。みーちゃんとかが親切にしてくれたから全然寂しくなかったけど、やっぱり心細かったよ。
Nana told me all the details of when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times.
じゃあ、レナもサトコにやられたのかよ。
うん。椅子に座ろうとしたら画鋲が置いてあったの。どっさり。そしたら
どっさり。
懐かしいな。
ミオンの部活にはいつ頃誘われたんだ？早速初日にか？
最初は部活なんてなかったんだよ。途中からできたの。
Then Satoshi.
放課後にみんなで残ってゲーム大会をやろうって言い出して。
そういえばミオン初代部長とか言ってたっけな。
She should know who he is then.
内緒だけどね、みーちゃん最初は弱かったんだよ。全然勝てなかった。
ミオンが？ちょっと想像つかないぞ。
自分で言い出した罰ゲーム、ほとんど自分でやってたんだよ。本当に内緒だからね。
I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion does at her best when she's fighting dirty.
みーちゃん以外ともちょっとずつお友達になれて、でも、ケイチくんが引っ越してきてからかな。ようやくここに馴染めたって自覚したのは。
I guess Dena had also been left in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she had just moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them.
俺はいつになったら仲間だと認めてもらえるんだろうな。
なんて言ったの？
いや、ごめん、独り言。
ケイチくん変なの。
Dena was poking fun and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke.
なあレナ、みんなは俺に嘘や隠し事なんかしてないよな。
してないよ、全然。
嘘だろ。
He asked. Oh. Then I suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense. Oh, I'm scared.
ど
Oh.
ういう意味だろう。ケイチ君。
Her tone was still the same cheery and lighthearted one as
してる
before.
よな、俺に隠し事を。
After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash. But she came back at me in a way I didn't expect.
じゃあさ、ケイチ
Oh my god. Oh my god, that scared me. Oh my god. I covered my mouth with my hand.
ケイチ君こそ、レナたちに嘘や隠し事をしてないかな。
Oh my god. Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I'd seen this expression from Nena. Oh my god. With how her gaze pierced through me, I couldn't believe this was the same Nena.
してないかな。
Okay, but this isn't as scary as the sprite just suddenly getting closer. That startled me so bad. Oh my god.
嘘や隠し事、してないかな。
You are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incident with Tomitake-san and how I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there are things I knew that I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Tomitake-san, to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret just the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then, aren't we even?
してないよ、嘘も隠し事も。
嘘だよ。
Her answer was instant, and it shook me. Then I stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk.
どうして嘘だって。
ケイチ君、昨日の部活の時、先生に呼ばれて職員室に行ってたって言ったよね。レナは知ってるよ。ケイチ君は職員室に。
Just got the shivers. Oh yeah. I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened.
先生はお客さんが来たって言ったんだよね。でも、昇降口ではお話ししてなかった。校門のところの車の中で話
Wow.
をしてたよね。知らないおじさんと。
How did she know? Nena knew everything. She knew that I was called up by Oishi-san, and that I had heard about the incident with Tomitake-san as well. Did she know all of it?
誰？あのおじさん。
知らない人だよ。
知らない人がなんでケイチ君に用があるの？
Oopsie.
俺が知りたいよ。
じゃあ何の話をしていたの？
みんなとは関係のない話だよ。
It was a lie. Oh my god. Then a scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the air. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I had just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here I first realized. The person in front of me, she wasn't Dana Ryugu. Then, who was it that was standing before me now? Who had assumed Dana Ryugu's appearance? I had held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating. Ah.
ね？
Oh my god. And then she made a facial expression that Dana normally might have made. It didn't matter that it was Dana's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. I'm scared something else is gonna happen. Yeah. She drew closer to me. I am going to be like barely opening my eyes, man. I held her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was with Donna's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then, she smirked as if she was able to see right through me.
圭一くんに内緒や隠し事があるように、レナたちにだってあるんだよ。
It was Dena's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Dena, frightened me to my core. I was terrified, knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, after a long empty silence, she finally spoke.
行こう。
Ah, she's far away again.
だいぶ涼しくなってきたよ。
It was Nana again. Smiling at me once more, she started walking as if nothing at all had happened. Oh, when I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped onto the ground. Oh my god, that was so terrifying. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Dena was out of sight.
あれは誰だったんだよ。
I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and asked myself once again, who was that person who looked like Dena Ryugu? Ah! Ah! Terrifying! Oh my god! Ah! I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. Was I terrified from Nena going off on me? No, that's not right. That was someone else who only looked like, although he is in such denial right now, but I mean, oh my god, she was so different. Then, who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling, knowing that that was someone else, not Dena. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Dena like I usually do. The thought was strangely comforting. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head, though those thoughts continued swirling around my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the stairs.
ケイイチ、本屋さんから電話よ。
Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyway.
夜分遅くに申し訳ありません。私、沖宮書房の大石と申します。
大石さん？大石さんじゃないですか。
ごめんなさい。
あ
ご両親が出られたので、本屋さんということにしておきました。警察ですって名乗ると、いろいろ気分を害されるでしょうしね。
Makes sense. Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed back up to my room on the second floor.
夜分遅くにすみませんですね。実は昨日渡した本当に申し訳ない。これから申し上げる番号を控えておいてもらえますか。
あ、はい。どうぞ。
He gave me the number for his direct line as I wrote it down. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk and it was pretty hard to hang up.
さて、どうでしょう、前原さん。何か変わったことはありましたか？
I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush there. His adult conversational skills left me
大石さ
slack-jawed.
んはここの地元の方ですか？
ええ、そうです。生まれも育ちも沖宮ですよ。
If he's from around here, he might know.
大石さん、鬼隠しって何のことか知ってますか？
それはですね、人が鬼にさらわれ、忽然といなくなってしまうことなんです。このあたり独特の言い回しですね。世間様で言う神隠しと同じ意味です。
Whereas my friends would say they didn't know when I asked, This older man gave me a direct answer. It made me a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything.
南沢は、前原さんにこんなこと言っていいんでしょうか。
もったいぶらないでくださいよ。大石さんが言わないなら俺も何も言いませんよ。
ああ、いやいや、そういう意味じゃないんですよ。ただ気を悪くされないかと思いましてね。実はですね、ひなみ沢はその昔、鬼の住む里って呼ばれて恐れられていたんですよ。
鬼？鬼って地獄にいる金棒を持ったあの？
というよりは人食い鬼ですな。里に降りてきて人をさらって食い散らかしてしまう。なんて怖い昔話があるんですよ。
Demons snatching people up. Snatching up people is what this onikakushi really means.
たたりと鬼隠しは一緒に起こるって言ってましたけど、どういうことですか？
I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row, but I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years.
たたりと鬼隠しが必ず一緒に？それは初めて聞きました。そうなんですか、前原さん。
それは俺が聞きたいですよ。レナとミオンが話してたんです。お社様のたたりなら必ずたたりと鬼隠しが起こるって。
Oishi-san began hemming and hawing on the other end of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to
前原
mind?
さん、最初の事件ご存知ですよね。バラバラ殺人。
ええ。
バラバラ殺人。
6人の犯人のうち1人はまだ逃走中なんですよね。
例えばそれ、逃走中じゃなく鬼隠しにあったんじゃないでしょうかね。
Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. I keep accidentally right-clicking. The incident 4 years was the particularly ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be, unless the police were completely incompetent. Even if it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off.
じゃあその翌年の事故はどうです？誘致派の男と妻が一緒に事故死したんですよね。
実はですね、正式には事故死したのは夫だけなんです。妻は死体が上がりませんでしたから。現行法では死体が発見されない限り行方不明扱いなんですよ。
At the time of the incident, with the river being below the cliff being muddy rapids, the police divers had searched every branch off the main stream of the river for dozens of miles, but in the end, they weren't able to find her body.
でも死体が見つからないだけで亡くなったんですよね。鬼隠しとは違うんじゃないですか？
死体が出ない以上、亡くなったとは言えません。法律で定めた年月が過ぎるまで生存扱いなんです。
I'm not sure if it was right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality.
3年目はどうなんですか？神主は病死、妻は自殺ですよ。
前原さん、実はね、これも全く同じなんですよ。
The wife had supposedly thrown herself into the bottomless swamp deep in the forest on Hiramizawa, meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in front of the swamp. A diver was able to recover a few of her articles, but they weren't able to find a body. The investigative headquarters believed that she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere.
これらを鬼隠しと呼んでいいかちょっとわかりませんがね。前原さんの言う通り、確かに毎年一人行方不明になっています。
今年の事件では富武さんの連れの女の人が行方不明。じゃあ去年の主婦の撲殺事件はどうです？誰か行方不明になりましたか？確か犯人は逮捕されたんですよね。
ええ、逮捕されてます。以前に逮捕歴もあるやつでしてね、別件で取り調べ中に犯行を自供してます。ですがですね、犯人逮捕からしばらくして、被害者宅の子供が行方不明になったんです。 犯罪に巻き込まれたのかどうなのか、現在も捜査してます。
だって犯人は捕まったんですよね。それともその仲間が。
さあ、多分単独犯だと思います。もっとも今では確かめようもないんですよ。実はその男、取り調べ中に拘置所内でお亡くなりになっちゃいまして。
He swallowed a spork? Okay. He swallowed a spork and choked to death. It's not known whether it was an accident or suicide.
つまり過去5年間必ず死者と行方不明者が一人ずつ出ているわけなんですよね。
そうなります。いえね、私も驚いていますよ。こんな共通項には気づきませんでした。
I couldn't believe that this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something they had in
例え
common.
ば鬼隠しにあって失踪した人には何か共通点があるとか。
Oishi-san mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. So I summarized the events.
1年目はダムの作業員、2年目は誘致派の男の妻、3年目は神主の妻、4年目は被害者宅の子供で、5年目は交際相手かな。特につながりはなさそうだし。
1年目はともかく、妻とか交際相手とかそういう人が目立ちますな。
It does seem like there are a lot. And that means the fourth year's victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if it were all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Tomitake-san also told me the younger brother is alive and has moved, if I recall correctly.
4年目に行方不明になった子供ってどんなだったんですか？
おとなしい感じの方だったらしいです。年はあなたの一つ上です。名前は北条聡さん。
That's Satoshi. I got scared, so I started squinting my eyes.
え？サトシ？
I remembered that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year?
あなたの学校に去年まで通って
Oh, the chills.
話を聞いていませんか？
Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. Then where I sat once belonged to the one who was demoned away. It was his seat? I recalled the cold sensation that came from that desk. It made my hair stand on end. The string of mysterious deaths, no Oyashiro-sama's curse, I now knew how it connected to me. That chilling sensation, it was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck.
お社様のたたりか。
Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it, and I was scared. That was why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by man and not the work of a curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely that seemed. No. It was so scary. The more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging, eventually, I'd reach the point where I'd learn something I really shouldn't know. To either be none the wiser or to seek an answer I may regret. Which one would I be happier with? Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered Rena. Rena said she may be the next victim of the curse.
竜宮レナさんがですか？去年転校されてきた前原さんのクラスメートですよね。女の子には刺激の強い事件ばかりです。怖がるのも無理ないんじゃないでしょうかね。
It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it.
もっと確信じみたものだったように思います。なんていうのか、その。
She was frightened. Her sudden change in demeanor. That was someone who looked like Dena, but wasn't Dena. That might be unrelated. All the strange things that I felt from Dena today came back to me.
そうですか。では、こちらでも少し調べてみます。 前原さんも少し竜宮さんの様子に注意してあげてください。
それはレナを見張れってことですか？
そんな意味ではありませんよ、前原さん。お友達が次の被害者にならないよう少し気にしてあげてほしいということです。
At that moment, just as my mouth was agape because I was so impressed with his mature, clever way with words. Knock, knock. Oh. Kinda scared. Let's continue on though, I guess. A sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver.
ケイチ、ちょっとここを開けてくれ。
On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late.
すみません、親父が来ました。今夜はこれくらいでいいですか？
ええ、夜分遅くに本当に申し訳ありませんでしたね。何か分かりましたら教えてください。こちらも進展がありましたらご報告しますよ。では失礼します。
ケイチ、早く開けてくれ。父さん、両手が塞がってるんだ。
What is Dad doing? I had stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On that tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea. A fairly fancy spread for our household. There was even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. This was quite the show of hospitality.
何父さん、それ何のつもりだよ。
もうはぐらかすなよ、ケイチ。入るぞ。
Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him?
で、何の話をしてたんだ？
I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father. But how could I explain to him I was talking to a detective, I'm assuming he was, this late at night?
別に何も。友達だよ。
電話の話じゃなくて来てたんだろう、今。レナちゃんが。
Oh my goodness. Oh, the chills I just got.
来てないよ。
もうごまかさなくたっていいぞ。
Oh, I'm so scared.
さっきレナちゃんが遊びに来てたじゃないか。だいぶ話し込んでるみたいだったからお茶でもって思ったらすれ違いだったんだよ。
I had no idea what Dad was talking about, but a cold sweat dripped down my back.
どのくらい話し込んでたかな。
レナちゃんが2階に上がったのが半くらいだったから小1時間くらいかな。
An hour. Oh my god.
2階に上がったの父さん見たの？
ああ、見たよ。ケイイチの部屋は階段を上がって奥の扉だよって声もかけた。
Nana came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the second floor. I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oishi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so he had her come inside and told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. Then about an hour passed. She passed by my dad just as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs and about an hour passed, then passed by my dad and returned home. Then, after she came upstairs and until she left, where was Dena? There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning Dena had for about an hour in the hall. No, she couldn't have been standing in front of my door all that time. Oh my god. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All of the unsettling and unguarded things I spoke to Oishi-san about began rushing through my head. Ah.
お父さん、あまりからかっちゃダメよ。それよりアトリエを片付けて。またこぼすわよ。
Mom yelled up at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down at the floor around the doorway where Dana might have stood all that time. Just now, as I was talking to Oishi-san, with my back turned, Dana was standing a mere 6 feet away. The whole time? All this time? All that time in this dimly lit doorway? What did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. Notice from the police chief. Got an achievement. Lies! Oh, it's so scary. Review new tips. Notice from the police chief. July 1st, 1982. To Departments 1 through 12, Blank Prefectural Police Headquarters. Director General Blank. The Chief Constable and all facility managers. Regarding cases situated in the Hinamizawa village, notice. As cases in Shishibone City, Hinamizawa village have been reported by certain sections of mass media, it has drawn global attention, which is causing serious repercussions for the local residents. This has become a very serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of the residents, the following notice has been issued. 1. Designate the following criminal investigations as classified. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number blank. Hinamizawa Village housewife murder, dated June blank. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number blank. Hinamizawa Village student disappearance, dated June blank. 2. Non-disclosure of information. Okonomiya Station, 1979, case number blank. Hinamizawa Village Site 4-man murder, dated June blank. Shida Station, 1980, case number blank. Shirakawa Natural Park falling incident, dated June blank. Okinomiya Station, 1981, case number blank. Hinamizawa Village Shinto priest's wife's disappearance, dated June blank. 3. Requesting self-restraint from each organization concerning the release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference materials 1, 2, and 3. Management, blank. Prefecture Police Headquarters. Internal line, blank. Police Affairs Department, blank. Alright. It's getting scary. Oh. Safe. Okay. Oh my goodness. Nana, she scared me so bad. Oh my god. Okay, I think I'll end it here. It was scary. It was fun, but it was definitely scary also. But yeah, alright. Bye. See you next time. I don't know when I'll play. I'm not sure when I'll play this next. I guess I'll probably play it at least once next week. But I'm kinda scared. You know? Like, yeah. So we'll see. But yeah. Bye for tonight. Scared is good. Were you here when we were talking like with Dana and then she suddenly got close? Her eyes. It was so scary. But yeah. We'll see. I think maybe like twice next week again. We'll see. I missed the stream. I thought it was 7 p.m. EST. Yeah, I I ended up having to move it earlier. I watched that. Oh, thank you. No, yeah, I just, I wish I had like the YouTube community posts, but you don't get them until you're like at 500 subscribers. So I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but I like, yeah, I don't know if you have like Twitter or something. I'll usually like post about it there, but yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'll end it here, but hopefully I'll be able to make my schedule better this week so then I won't have to like move things around again last minute. But yeah, man, it was scary, but I'm really curious too about like what's gonna happen and everything. So yeah, but goodbye for tonight. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Bye bye. See